Hello, in this tutorial I thought we'd have a look at managing Ableton live sessions and creating .ALPs so you can share your sessions collaboratively. Okay, so what can be shared in .ALP? Well, any WAV files that are in the track and any audio effects, MIDI effects or Max for Live effects that come with Ableton Live. So any third-party effects, any VSTs that you installed yourself or EQs or compressors that you installed yourself, they're not going to be shared. So how do you do that? Well, let's say that another person didn't have this synthesizer. Okay, so they didn't have it. So I'm going to draw in a couple of notes. And what you can do is, let's say they didn't have this synth, you can right-click and you can freeze the track, and then you can right-click again and you can flatten it. And that will turn it into an audio track. And audio files are saved and sent with the session. Okay, so that's how you would do it. If you have any third-party VSTs or effects, you right-click, you freeze, you right-click, and you flatten. Okay, so firstly, we want to save it, and there's a way to save it. Normally when people save these patches, they just go save live set, and it saves with all their other sets. And that can cause confusion when we're trying to make sets transferable. So we want to collaborate on them with other people. So the first thing you want to do is you want to save the live set as. So I'm going to save the live set as, and I'm going to save it to a new place. I'm going to save it on the desktop, and I'm just going to call it Breakbeat. Now save. And if we look on the desktop, we can see when I look at the Breakbeat folder, here it is. And when I go into it, it's the .als, which is the Ableton Live session, and it's the project info. But none of the samples are there. You know, so if I was to give another person this folder or this file, it would be no use because there's no samples with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Live, File, and then I'm going to collect all and save. And it's going to ask me, what do I want to save? And I'm going to say, save everything except the factory packs. And you could see the short little copy window there. And what it was doing was it was copying the breaks in. So you see now there's a new folder in here called samples. And in that folder is all of the samples that I imported. So there's the 4 samples I used in that session. And there's some of the processing I've applied to them. And the .asd stands for Ableton Sampler Data. So they're tiny, kind of annoying little files that Ableton makes, that tells Ableton what it actually did with that sample. Okay. Now we're nearly ready to collaborate, send it off as a collaborative document. So I'm going to go up to Live now, and I'm going to go File, and I'm going to go Manage Files. And over here where it says Manage Project, right here, if I click, it opens up this pretty big window, but all I'm really interested in is 2 parts here, missing files. And it says there are no missing files, unused files. There are no unused files. So that's good. That means nothing is missing and I'm not bringing anything with me that I don't need to bring. So that's exactly what I want. No missing files and no unused files. And the way I was able to ensure that was by saving the live set as in a new place, collect all and saving, and then managing the files and exporting the project. Let me just do that again. It was File, Manage Files, Manage Project. No missing files, no unused files, and then right down at the bottom we can see Create Pack. And so I'm going to create the pack. What's it going to call? I'm just going to call it Breakbeat. That'll do. Okay. So let's look at our desktop again. And we should be able to see that there's now something in here called .ALP. And the .ALP stands for Ableton Live Package. What's in the .ALP is this, the Breakbeat project. And what's in the Breakbeat project is the Ableton Live session, all the project info, and the samples that come with that. So in the project info would be what effects I used, any instruments that I used that came with Ableton, that kind of thing. Okay, I hope that was of some use. The usefulness of having it as a .ALP is that I can share that now with another person. I can just drag and drop that into Teams for example, which I will do right now. I'll go to Teams. I'll go to Teams. I'll go here. I'll go to the DJ files, and I'll put it in here because I need this for next week. And then I'll just drag and drop it in. And it should be uploading now. I'm also going to right click and I'm going to compress this. These are the breakbeats that I use in it. And I'm going to share them as well, just in case another person doesn't have it. So now I have the session and the breaks that come with it. And I can share them out now in a chat or just, share the link to another person. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Try and make an Ableton Live project session, and let's see how that goes. All right, bye-bye.